What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Fig Night at the Tavern. It's me, the OG Fig Kid, joined as usual by the hot tag, my hot tag partner right here, giving him the hot tag.
Look, your hand came through. Did you see that? That was weird.
Yeah, I did.
There it is. Oh, there we go. Good stuff. Hot tag. Good old Mike Bellcaster here. How is everybody doing? Welcome to Fig Night down at the Turnbuckle Tavern. Digging it, brother.
Wow, what a special episode we have for you. We have Steve Ozer joining us in just a little bit, but before we get to that, we have Austin in the house. What's up, Austin?
Austin.
Welcome back in the middle of his playoff run with his high school football team. Good luck there. Keep the ball going. Keep it running.
Hell
We
yeah.
got Fig Vault, liking the theme. The theme goes hard. Alex West collects. What's up, brothers? How are you doing? It's Tyson and Austin. You know it's all about the boom. TNT champ, baby. Tyson, we hope you are well tonight. Make sure you guys tell all your friends that Steve Ozer will be here to discuss the Coliseum Collection, which Mike and I, coincidentally, once again, we both received ours on the same day. So how cool is that? Just like the new Gen Arena, we got these today. We're ready to unbox. We're ready to show them off. We're ready to talk to Steve about them.
Hell
exciting times. Very, very exciting times here.
No, it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. Sneak peek. They are already awesome. I haven't taken them out of the box yet. But, man, do they look beautiful, and we'll get to it.
Yeah, man. Everything about it. I kind of sneaked at the box a little. I sent Mike some pictures, and I didn't know if he had them yet, but bravo. We'll get to that in a little bit. Bravo to them. But, Mike, what do you say we get to a little news?
Let's do it, man.
And now to figure news.
Boom. Look at that.
All right, and I forgot to have it ready.
It's okay.
But it's okay. I have them right here. And they're open.
Still learning the
layouts make it confusing.
Yes,
but you got to
definitely difficult.
Like I thought it was cool. Hey, look, I got the thing ready for when that's over, but I didn't have the pictures loaded. So
it was so easy when you weren't here.
I'm sure it
was just me.
Sure
it was smooth. It was great.
So what do we got first, Mr. Mike?
We're getting right into it. Street Fighter Kenny Omega AEW exclusive, GameStop exclusive. That bad boy. They are shipping. I just got my shipment notification, and I heard the Bucks are following suit very, very shortly. Very looking forward to these. I've seen the packages. They look awesome.
I saw these back at All Out, right? The packaging is awesome. It really is. The packaging makes me want these alone. Because
super
of how
cool.
It looks. Yeah.
Yeah. No, big fan. I love the aesthetics of the packaging. The figures look great. I mean, you got what's it called? The Bucks is Ryu and Ken. It's pretty awesome, man. I'm excited for it, and they look great. They kind of got that Halloween AEW aesthetic going on with them, or pay-per-view event. So guys, pick them up. They're shipping. They're getting there. Some are already popped up in stores. So pretty cool.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, check out your local GameStop.
Yeah.
So absolutely fun set we got here.
Super looking forward to getting the whole set. I think I pre-ordered these a while ago. I think after Double or Nothing this year. So
wow.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Jeez. All right.
8 months in the making, damn it. But, man, they're here, and it's going to be great. And like I said, we've seen the final products at All Out's Fan Fest, and the Kenny Omega look amazing. They reworked the Young Bucks heads from those original proto shots that we had, and they look so much better. So I'm super, super duper excited.
Sam G in the house. What's up, Sam?
Whoa.
All right. So what do we got next?
Oh, you know what it is, because our heads just got bigger on screen, and our wallets and our collections are going to have some big heads too, because Foco, our homeboys over at Foco, WWE Big Heads The Rock and the Ultimate Warrior are up for pre-order. You know the drill. Foco's got it all, man. These look very, very interesting, as always. I'm going to say maybe the golds are chases.
Yeah, I like the two different base bottoms, but I wonder if that's what it is, if it's a chase deal.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, these look great. They really
do.
do. These look like some of the nicest ones they've done.
Yeah, the Warrior looks fantastic, and I mean the Rock. It looks like the Rock. He looks like he's about to come lay the smackdown on some candy asses.
And they do have big heads, so
they do.
They need to come out with like a CM Punk one.
And that was before they were in Hollywood.
Yes.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. No, so you guys know the drill. Foco. Head on over to them if you're interested in pre-ordering these bad boys, because they are up and available for pre-order now.
Yes.
So go check
another week, another Foco.
Yeah, there you go. I like it. That should be their slogan.
Yes.
Hit them up about that. It'll be good.
There you go. I'll sell it to them.
All right. Next up,
me your Piper Foco.
There you go. Just all the Piper Focos. Give them all the Piper stuff.
Yes,
next up on the list, we have Asylum All Stars. Announced today that Earl Hebner is hitting the bricks. And by the bricks, I mean that awesome packaging, which is very akin to the ECW staging, which I really, really dig. These look super cool. In scale, I will say, with your classic superstars. Or not your classic superstars, but your superstars line from Mattel, which me and you are very hands-on with their superstars collection. These will fit right in. And who better to referee any matches in your Fig Fed than Earl Hebner?
Earl Hebner getting all the love in figure form after getting no figures for how many years? Now he gets heels and faces, and now he's getting this. Good for Earl.
He deserves it. Removable soft good pants and referee shirt. Sounds like a plan for me. I'm down. There he is.
Saying here, I got 2 figures.
Yeah, he does.
He's saying right there.
We got to get another one where he's got 3 figures, because now he's got 3 figures. More than that, but I mean, hey, it looks cool. The AsylumWrestlingStore.com, the Asylum All-Star Wrestling figure line. Go check these out.
The Asylum has come so far. They just used to be like a Facebook group, and then they started doing signings, and now they got figures. It's exciting to see, because I was in that group for a while, like a long time ago.
Yeah.
So,
pretty cool. Yeah.
Sam D's getting excited about his removable pants. Calm down, Sam.
They might fit on your doink, Tom.
It's a family show. Whoa.
You can put some pants on. But yeah, awesome. I mean, from the packaging, it's really cool. We're seeing a lot of these pop up figure brands just kind of going through the place. I mean, from Chella, Zombie Sailor, you got the Asylum here.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So very cool. And moving into another slice of the fun for those awesome vintage toys, we got your bone-crunching Atom Bomb, now available for pre-order over at figurecollections.com. Very, very cool. Love the detail on this. Seen the video of the bone-crunching mechanism on the inside of the figures. Very cool stuff. Very, very cool stuff. And they pop just like your old school ones. Make sure you pick it up, man.
I still have never held an old school one. I need to head to one of these stores, one of these vintage stores, and get me some old school bone crunching action figures to add to my collection.
You could have looked through my basement. I have multiples. I have triples. I have a bunch of bone crunchers, man. One of my favorite lines of all time. I was still buying them up until last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I still
you don't have them all?
No, dear God, no. There's way too many. There's so many multiple packs and stuff. If I was still 12, 13, I probably would have a good chunk of them. But
gotcha.
Now you can fill in those gaps, those missing gaps in your collection, thankfully, to this beautiful, beautiful line here. You have Figure Collectors or figurecollections.com. Make sure you hit them up, get your pre-order on, because Atom Bomb is about to explode. See what I did there? It was good stuff.
I did. Good job.
We're just on a theme here with the news, because our next piece is from Heels and Faces, good old Zombie Sailor, homie of the podcast. The first ever Jack Tunney action figure is coming, and it looks pretty damn good. Can't wait to see.
Look at the detail of this figure. Like, I never thought I'd be excited for a Jack Tunney figure. I was wrong.
Yeah, dude. You know what? It's really cool. Love the detail on the tie and the pocket square. Love the look in general.
The sculpts on the Heels and Faces figures are just out of this world. Like, the Andre looks like the best Andre sculpt I've ever seen.
100%.
And like Zombie and Ron Rudak are just knocking it out of the park with this set. Like I love the first set. The second set will be coming soon, but They're killing it. They're just killing it with these figures.
I am so excited to get my hands on that Raven.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jack Tunney's going to be down the pipeline. Series 2 looks great.
Yeah.
Can't wait. My pre-orders are just waiting to be shipped out once they're finished. I'm super excited.
It's not going to be as long of a wait as the first series was. So
yeah,
that's also really good.
The also good news is that our Jeff Jarrett should be here any freaking day now. I know they're hitting zombie soon. So
and I think Danhausen not too long after that.
Yes, which I'm super pumped for.
Me too.
Hard-hitting line Zombie Sailor is coming out with. I think we're getting a lot of good stuff.
Yeah,
it's just going to get better and better and better.
And bravo to him because he did the right thing by not releasing like the second and third set until people got their hands on the first set to see what quality they really are, and they really are.
Yeah,
like they really, really are. So
I think Raven is going to be the king of all retro action figures. So the way the detail is on the joints, being able to sit him down, being able to put his arms out, and awesome ass Raven pose. I'm pumped for it, man.
You could actually get that suited Andre, right? That's coming out for Elite 100. Put it at the table and put this Jack Tunney at the head of the table.
And it'll still look like Jack Tunney.
You won't even know it's this because of how detailed the face is. You could recreate the whole contract signing for WrestleMania 3.
There you go. How awesome is that, man?
Yeah. So I'm excited. I can't wait for that suited Andre. That's the figure I never knew I needed. It's so friggin' awesome.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But all right, what do we got?
Looking forward to it. That's it. That's all we have for the news.
Well,
today,
I know. Let's close this off. Hold on. There wasn't too much news. So let's go back to that setting. I also did see there is I don't have the picture, but I have a little bit more news. Bryan Danielson has a micro brawler up for pre-order
in the infamous white T-shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the pre-order started yet or if it's just like in a day or
tomorrow,
two.
November 16th.
You'll have 2 weeks to pre-order that. I believe it's $19.99 over on AEW Shop, or is it Pro Wrestling Tees?
No, you got it, sir.
AEWshop.com.
Not missing a beat today.
If you are collecting those AEW micro rollers, do not miss the Bryan Danielson. I know Mike has the full collection. I know he'll be ordering it.
I am.
So
already got it ready to roll. Just waiting to hit click, and boom.
They have been knocking it out of the park.
Yes.
Those figures.
I'm still waiting on a good portion of them to hit the house. I'm waiting for the Acclaimed. I'm waiting for Malachi. I'm waiting for... Malachi. Brody's the other one I'm waiting for.
Eventually, you're going to start getting new ones every week. It's going to be... As they announce them, you'll be getting a new one. We got J-Bone in the house. What's up, J-Bone?
Yeah, no, they think they're going to be hitting my house in a timely schedule as they release, and hopefully it just eventually turns into like even river flow. Pre-order, package comes the next day, pre-order the next time, package comes the next day. I'm here for that. Be very excited for that.
Fun shit when that happens.
Yeah, absolutely is,
definitely fun stuff. Guys, just real quick before we get started, if you haven't yet been to theturnbuckletavern.com, check it out. Follow, like, and subscribe to us everywhere you possibly can. Please leave us reviews. Tell your friends. Go subscribe on your friend's phone. Listen to our podcast. Watch our streams. Join our Discord. It's the first link up at theturnbuckletavern.com. Come chat with us. I was in there the other day. It's been pretty quiet. Let's get that place hopping again. Let's get some watch parties going on. There's a lot of wrestling happening over the next couple of weeks. Let's get in there and watch it together. I know I will not be there on Saturday because me, young Anthony, and Matt from The Extra Coolest Show will be in Newark, New Jersey for Full Gear. So we are excited for that. Also,
I'm excited for it, man.
WrestlingFigures.com, Ringside Collectibles. Make sure you make your holiday purchases. If you did not see last week's episode, we go over some of the great deals that are being offered on the Thanksgiving sale. So go check it out. There's some great deals. You could save an additional 10% when you're done by using code Tavern. That's our gift for you to be thankful for Thanksgiving coming up next week. Let's do it, guys. It'll be fun to save money. Who doesn't want to save money? 10% on us.
Yeah.
And it's fun times. And then, call the Tavern. Let them know what you think of Fig Night. Tell them you love Mike and Tom. Tell them what you want to see on a Tavern. And you'll hear your message played on the flagship show on Thursday morning. 304-404-2004. Give us a call today.
Beautiful.
All right.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah,
it is good stuff.
Awesome stuff. Fig Night, yes. I cannot wait for this week's season 2 premiere of Shot of Nostalgia as well. Going to be hitting that ECW 1995 deep dive, and it's going to be a good time, man. Super looking forward to that. See, we all love Fig Freak here. Alex
Fig
West
Freak
collects,
is the man,
and he loves Fig Freak as well. It's so damn
it's
good.
coming, Tyson.
Tyson,
I remember to mail it.
tell him you just text him tomorrow. Tell him to put his doink away,
Yes.
and then just load
Tell
up
me
the packages,
tomorrow.
man.
For real, shoot me a message tomorrow morning, and I'll pack it up. Oh, what a rush.
What a rush.
Any suggestions on packing? Yes, I'll give you a suggestion. Go to Walmart and buy that big thing of bubble wrap. Wrap it up.
There you
and get
go.
a big box. That's the only way I can say to do it.
Plastic bags
Oh,
and toe
he's
tags.
saying I sent him the link in the email.
Now you got to
didn't
do
get
it again.
I got to do it again.
Look at you.
Oh, I guess I did not include the. I sent him his email in the link. Good job.
You sent him
Tom.
his email.
Yeah, because I guess I copied and pasted the wrong thing.
There you go.
I guess that would help him get here if I sent him.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
link.
we do like Steve. We do appreciate him taking the time out of his very busy, awesome schedule
All
to
right,
hang out
the
here at
link
Fig
has
Night.
been
So
resent.
there we go.
So we should have him here in just a second, guys. It's going to be a fun one.
Lots of boxes. Lots of boxes.
Lots of packaging to keep them safe.
Yeah.
Trust me, and do it yourself.
I have heavy duty totes from Home Depot that I use for mine. That I just throw them all over the place. Now everything goes in bags and just sits there and just waits. This is all the Cody Supremes.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, all the Cody pieces in one bag. Look at that.
All the
There's
Cody pieces. How much can you? How many Codys can you make out of all the different Cody pieces? That's my.
I mean,
question.
technically 4, right?
I think more than that with the different heads and everything.
If you're getting crazy and you want to do more, I mean, you can put the shirts on them and stuff. But
that's it. Well, it's like unlimited figures. So we love our Supremes and we love our Ultimate Editions.
We do.
So, Toady Khan.
I am Toady Khan. That is the name with the game, man. I'm all about the totes.
Ready? Let's do this.
I got something for you this time. I got a guy I want to talk to.
Almost forgot to add the stream button. What's up, Steve? Welcome back to the show, man. Thank you so much for coming on. How are you doing tonight?
Good. I clicked on the link and it was my email address and it just opened up, the mail to send myself a message. So, a little bit of
I was copying your email from Instagram and I guess I didn't realize I had not recopied the link to here. But anyway, here you are finally. Welcome to the show. And we are so excited because Mike and I both got packages today.
Ooh, perfect timing.
Yes, I am so stoked. I paid for the extra shipping after what happened with my things, but I am gonna warn people: don't do what I do. I put the laser blade mark right through the front of the box when I went to open it.
Devastating.
One was to open and one was to keep mint on card, so it's okay.
All right,
it's okay.
Yeah, it's fair.
So let me do a quick shout out celebrating Coliseum Collection with the Chalk Line Sports Illustrated Hulk Hogan sweatshirt. So shout out to Chalkline. I missed the announcement that these were coming, and I was looking for some Hulk merch, and I was like, oh my god, what? When were these announced? So, thank you, Chalkline. These things are great.
I have not seen that. I need that, and I'm going to tell you something else. I still have that issue.
Oh my god, I got to pick it up. Well, as soon as I saw this, I'm like, how do I not own this issue? But they have 2 different jackets. They have a pink version and a black version with this on the back, and they have shorts with this, all over the shorts. So hit up Chalkline on Instagram and check them out because I mean this is like what we need to be making, right? All of that.
I love it.
This kind of stuff.
I had the original one from when I was a kid, still saved. That's how I know I was a collector. I saved everything as a little kid. I just couldn't let it go. But man, let's talk about let's talk. Knocked it out of the park. I can't even tell you how much I love it because on the top of the box, you're getting these awesome sayings.
Yes,
you
egg-sucking dog,
wild brother. Then you get the Terry Funk one on the bottom.
Beautiful.
I did want to
Absolutely
do
beautiful.
Terry Funk's promo from Shotgun Saturday Night, but that never would have gotten approved. Go back and watch that. He cuts a promo on Steve Austin, and it's one for the ages.
Oh,
I'm
beautiful.
gonna have to go search that out.
Yeah. I
Be
love
reminded of
the tabs everywhere. Just fun little part, like just everything, man. It looks great.
I know, it's like the packaging. Like I'm falling in love with packaging lately. Like between what you guys doing and what Jazwares are doing, like look, it's making the product even better.
I think you're seeing teams with both companies, right, who love this business and who have a deep history with either collecting or having worked on this product in the past. You know, back from the Jack's days, of course, with Jeremy, and I think their packaging designer worked on Jack's product. We have somebody who worked at Jack's back in the day for packaging as well. And you know, it's all coming together. So you're seeing like a culmination of a love of the business and a love of action figures. And I mean, it's awesome.
It definitely shows. So this is one of the things that popped me today, because newsflash, I did open it before. I repackaged it, I'll redo it here. But I go take this out. There's this cardboard in here.
Oh yeah,
like this little cardboard, and then you get this on the back. Are you kidding me?
Like, gotta get your Mean Gene primed, ready for the interview.
It's thick too. It's really meant to be kept. It's pretty sturdy.
Very sturdy.
Yep.
Yeah, no, this is nice.
I'm loving it. And then you go and look in the box, and I take this out, and this is in the box. Oh no, wait, that was my original Terry Funk LJN from when I was a kid. So.
He's got the chaps on still. He's
rocking. He's in there, and I did tweak it a little to 100% match the pose and no poncho, right?
Nice.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that on my display. I'm gonna display it with the LJN right next to it. I think that's the only way to do it.
Yeah, no, you have to, right?
And
I mean, the cards
right
are beautiful on here. I love that.
You go to the back, and it's a flashback to like what the original LJN packaging looked like, with how they had the pictures of all the figures on the back. So,
yeah. I mean, this is something, you know, I wrote in my posts on Instagram. It was a labor of love, and I collected LJNs as a kid, played with them. I have them all. They're not in great shape, which is fine, because that's what they're meant for. And you know, we went back and you know, enjoyed going through the vault of visuals, and you know, we pulled from, you know, memories of photos and promo photos and various events, and you know, that's you know, the result of a lot of love. And almost everything was memory first, and then you seek out the assets to back it up, right? Like those poses for the Hulkster, that pose is from the WrestleMania video game cover. So that's artwork based.
That's why I look familiar. That's amazing.
But I love it. Even this is like a throwback to the posters that came in the LJNs.
Yeah.
Like I can, you know, everybody knows I was an LJN kid too. I was there the first day they were released in the store. So like this is right up my alley. And I saw your post the other day. And we're going to talk about your post. We're going to get into like watching Superstars as a kid and watching Wrestle and Challenge. But man, and then, you know, you do a live the other day, and at the very end, you drop the Jake the Snake and Rick Rude on us, which like has got me even more excited for this line.
Yeah.
Do we know how long so far this line will be going for?
We have it planned out for officially, like this is like what is on the books officially 2 years, right?
Okay.
But I mean, we are in our minds, it is planned out for longer, right?
Oh, awesome.
So, you know, I mean, you know, as a company, you're not going to plan out that far ahead of time officially, right? But you know, the team, we know that there's legs here, and we're gonna go as long as we can. You know, there'll be a point where, you know, anchor level talent kind of dries up. And unless like there's such a groundswell of support for your supporting cast, we may just have to call it a day, right? And not get to everyone. Like that's the reality of things. But we will go as deep as possible for as long as possible.
So question for you then. Is it possible that down the line we could get a first in the line figure for somebody we've never seen done by Mattel before?
It's totally possible. Yeah. I
That's
mean,
exciting.
there's only going to be a couple of these waves hitting a year, maybe 2, 3 if we get lucky, right?
Okay.
If the stars align. So, that gives us time, right? It gives us time to work with WWE to sign more talent who might be specific to this line. We'll use them elsewhere, of course, right?
Yeah.
But they could appear in this line, someone who either hasn't been around for a while and available to us, or, someone new who has never appeared in our line.
That's
Very
so
cool.
awesome. And again, some of those people would fit in right in with the superstars line too.
Absolutely.
So
We're blessed right now in that there's a lot of form factors. Like if someone were to be signed, maybe back in the day, they get an elite and that's it, right? So that makes it tough to request, these signings. Like we're only going to do one figure, but now you can get a retro, a superstars, Coliseum collection, and possibly still appear in the Legends line or main line as well.
That's awesome.
It really, really is. So the ultimate, like, there's been so many fun lines. We had the defining moments. We had two different versions of the defining moments. There was the original, there was the second. We've had the entrance greats. You guys come up with the ultimate editions, which have now just exploded all over the place. There's exclusives. What does this line mean to the WWE line in general? Like, I feel like it's elevated it a whole nother way. Like, what does it mean?
Well, I mean, I'll say personally, it means a lot because it's a line that I spearheaded along with Bill McKenna when I joined the team, and I saw an opportunity to pivot from what we were doing with entrance greats because the price went up. I've told the story several times in probably several different ways now, but the price went up to those where they would be $30, and I don't think anyone was thinking that Elias with a guitar and a musical stand was worth $30, right?
Yeah.
So we wanted to give people value for that $30, and the perception of value. You look at it and this is worth $30, right? So we eventually got to Ultimate Edition, and that was, in my heart, what I believed the modern consumer wanted out of a high price point action figure item, right? And that's based on what other companies were doing, what a lot of those Japanese import action figures reflected. So I think that launched us into being leaders of modern collector action figures by having something like this that really catered to the modern audience. From a whole line standpoint, like it is one of our top lines. Like it kind of fluctuates, probably number 3, number 4, fluctuates around that spot. Elite's number 1, right? Of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, for something that is 8 figures a year to be that high on the list of top items is pretty damn impressive.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We love our ultimate editions, man. And again, we love that we get Legends now. Target gets some exclusive. Walmart gets the exclusives. Like, just give us all the ultimate editions we could get because it's there it is.
Yes.
And love the detail on the little leggings, like the fuzz. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Good stitching, amazing quality for it all. Like it's unbelievable what you guys slam into these little boxes.
And I think the construction of them as well is far superior than the old Legends figure. I was at the office yesterday and I came across the old Terry. I mean, I have it here too, somewhere buried, right? But it was like right at the top of a box. And like this is just so superior to what was constructed back in the original Legends line because it like wraps perfectly around his leg. I think the old one was very wide across the leg.
Yeah.
And then the details Bill added, really elevates it, very much so. So I know some people said they got this look already, but this is far superior, more than double superiority over the figure.
Well, listen, I'm all for improvements and re-releases when it's going to be something this good.
100%.
That was like 12 years ago,
Wow.
How many collectors are still around, right? And how many new collectors jumped on board since then?
And Sam, we've gotten Chainsaw Charlie and this Terry Funk within a matter of months with each other. So, yes, we're here for the Terry Funks.
We're on a Terry kick.
And you retooled the branding iron. It's not just a thin stick anymore. I love it.
Yeah, you can hold it firmly in his hand now, which is very cool.
Yeah, no, the Legends one was very thin and frail. Like a lot of them were bent and stuff like that. I have a few Terry Funks hanging out in the collection, man. Yeah, this is miles beyond that Legends figure. Like it's night and day. Like you would think a completely different company made the Legends figure opposed to this. Like this is so much better, so much just fuller. You got the whole experience with it, man.
Yeah, we've come a long way. It's impressive. But it's good to see. I feel like, up to a point, it seemed like things were very steady and the same with the Mattel figures. And over the last few years, I feel like I just look at the new stuff compared to the old. And sometimes you think, should we revisit this guy? We just did this in the old style, basically, right?
Yeah.
Then you see the two next to each other and you're like, wow, what a difference. Pinless, pinless elbows, the DIJ on the faces. And it's just like a world of difference. So it's really cool to see that evolution.
Yeah, and with the greatest hits line coming out, retooling some of those guys, like that's exciting too. Like that Bam Bam Bigelow, oh, beautiful.
I can't believe how good the head sculpt looks with DIJ. Like it looks like a brand new head sculpt. And he was the show stealer of the wave, just from a face perspective with his DIJ True Effects.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this now. Going back to us watching, you see, Mike's a little after our time. He doesn't remember Superstars and Wrestling Challenge like we do. Do you remember Terry Funk?
Well, I don't remember it either because I'm young.
What are you talking about, Tom?
I read your post the other day. I'm young too. I just watched it all on video, right?
Exactly.
Do you remember when Terry Funk attacked the ring announcer?
Which time?
Phillips.
Which time? Exactly.
Challenge, and he branded him in the middle of the ring. I think it was his debut for WWF.
He was great because he added that unpredictability, and you believed him. You believed that Terry was wild like that. And then when you saw him a little bit older in Japan, he just carried that right over and just like would run through the crowd, and those fans were like terrified of him because you believed he was nuts. But he was always like that. Going back to the WWE days, like you believe what he said? You believed he believed what he said. And like those things, like when he attacked, Mel Phillips, it's like that just cemented that he was the real deal.
I remember sitting there as a kid, like, oh my God, he's beating up the ring announcer, because that didn't happen every week back then. And like, Superstars. Do you remember when it was Bruno Sammartino and Vince McMahon doing the announcing?
Yep, the red jackets.
Yes. I wish they would add those episodes on the network. I don't think they're actually there yet.
I think there's some issues with the name, right? Because I think it was called Superstars of Wrestling back in the day. And I think they let that copyright lapse, and someone else scooped it up. So maybe it's too much for me to say, but it's all out there on Google, and you can find out why. But I think that's why you just have Superstars only available and not Superstars of Wrestling.
That makes sense.
And then
absolutely makes sense.
Was it Wrestling Challenge, or was there another show where Angelo Mosca was doing the announcing? Do you remember him?
I remember him, but I don't remember him as an announcer.
He was doing the announcer on one of the other 1 hour shows, but the shows back then are so different than what we see today. Yep. It was just glorified jobbers, like quick little matches. Like how often did we see Hulk Hogan on Superstars wrestle? I remember him wrestling Johnny Rods. Like I could literally probably pick out a couple, like maybe once a year he made an appearance in a wrestling match on there. But the moments that were on there, like they stand out to you. Now, here's a little fact. I know we were talking about this guy in our private messages a little bit, Ted Arcidi. I just read that he was brought in after Ken Patera left to go to jail. And as soon as Ken Patera returned,
go to jail. It sounded like it was his choice.
Yeah, well, yeah,
to work at the jail,
guilty.
right?
He pleaded guilty, And then when he came back, as soon as he came back, they instantly released Ted Arcidi. But I'm trying to remember, like, I don't even remember Ted Arcidi being involved in a storyline while he was there.
I think the beauty of the jobber matches was it was like you were watching real life trading cards happen. Right?
Yeah.
Watching the greatest hits of their moves, and the announcers would put them over. And Ted was in that category of he was just doing the jobber matches of putting people over or being put over. And you see the highlight reel, and there were only there was one pay-per-view right before Survivor Series came along.
Yeah.
So it's like you really were just building to the house shows, and that's where the payoff was. and they got you to open up your wallets to go to the house show and pay to see the big time matchup. So I love the jobber matches. I think it's a lost art form, so to speak, because like you insert some of those in and then you really get to know who these talent are, because it wasn't just the matches. They would like cut away and have like the screen come in and be backstage segment with them while they're wrestling, and they would just talk about who they're going to beat the crap out of at the house shows or whatever, right? But like you had, that's what made you get connected to them, right? Rather than a back and forth contest with someone of equal skill. Like you knew like, oh, Razor Ramon's a badass because he can destroy these young Jeff Hardy, right? But I think it makes it more difficult now for the new generation to connect, because it is just like the back and forth, right? And yes, it's a great bout you're seeing, but you're not falling in love with that particular person, right? Yeah. Which is tough sometimes, and I think it creates hurdles that can be difficult to overcome.
Yeah, I remember 100%. Other people saying, "Oh, there was never a payoff to this," and I'm like, "No, there was, but you had to go to the house show to see the payoff." I remember.
What's it called on Peacock now?
Premium live event.
No. The house shows. What are they under the banner?
Oh, old school.
Old school.
Yeah.
Well, now you can see the payoffs if you watch Old School on the network, and they're good too. They're good. The crowds are hot. The matches are good.
I grew up in New York, so luckily I had the MSG network where they aired the house show from MSG every month live, as long as it was a sellout. I think if it wasn't a sellout, they had to wait like a week to air it or something like that. Did you have that too?
I didn't have the channel. In Philadelphia, it was on Prism.
Oh, for Spectrum? Did they show the Spectrum shows?
Yes. It was the Spectrum shows, which were the same shows.
Yeah.
The same shows as the Garden, right? Move for move. But yeah, it was Prism. So they would have, an announced team come out. I remember getting my tickets day of, and Gorilla Monsoon, walks in to go do his commentating duties. And that's on Peacock now as well, when they have Philly shows. Those used to be on Prism.
Yeah, I think they have the Boston Gardens.
Yep.
All those, and if the Coliseum videos back in the day were just highlights of all those matches from the different house shows, which is like so awesome that you could go back and watch all of them. I love the Coliseum videos, and remember Primetime Wrestling used to show the matches from those events also. Yeah. What do you have a couple of standout memories from watching Superstars as a kid?
Many. Ringside just released the Mega Power set that starring the ship. That I liked wrestling before that. I liked Hulk Hogan's Rockin' cartoon, and I would catch it when it was on, but I didn't. Other than the cartoon, I didn't know when it was on exactly. If it was on, I'd watch it and enjoy it, but I didn't seek it out until the Mega Power storyline. And with that, Randy getting attacked by DiBiase and Andre on the podium with Mean Gene, like that stands out. And Randy announcing Hulk as his tag partner. Now, I don't remember if this is Superstars or Challenge, but we'll use them interchangeably here, right? The Brother Love show, right? With the Mega Power. So early on, like when I was officially hooked, those are some great memories. And then you move along, and it's like Superstars was kind of the show where storylines were advanced for the most part. So, I mean, the Jake the Snake Randy Savage feud with the snake bite, that was like major, right? Yeah. And just like tuning in to see what was going on after like the shenanigans of a pay-per-view, right? Like the whole title change with Hulk and Undertaker, and Flair being involved, and the Tuesday night in Texas. It's like you were just like tuning in, like what the heck is going on? What's happening next? And they would update you. So those shows were vital back in the day. So not only did you get hooked on the wrestlers because of the trading card jobber matches, but yeah, the major storylines were usually advanced there. Whether the payoff was a pay-per-view or house shows, stuff did go down on those shows.
And if you think back to it, back in the day, I don't think it was till 20 years after that I actually saw the video of Macho Man getting bit by the snake without the big X around it. Do you remember that? Like they wouldn't show it, and then all of a sudden, like 20 years later, I'm like, oh my gosh, like because I remember as a kid thinking it didn't really bite him. He couldn't be bit by a snake. And then later, like all these years later, now you can see the video of him actually getting bit.
The X was like this, but the camera would move around, right?
Yeah.
So the X wouldn't move. Even like Beefcake getting carved up on his forehead by Ron Bass's spurs, like they had the big censored X on it, but you kept the talent kept moving around, so you could see what was going on behind it.
Well, I think one of my favorite memories, one of them sticks out, was when Ken Patera put the belt around Bobby Heenan's neck. Because he's like, you didn't write me when I was in jail, and then Heenan took off his belt and he started to whip him.
Yep.
And then Patera and that's why Bobby Heenan wore the neck brace for like 3 years after that.
And but needed it. He really needed it. It was his excuse to wear the neck brace.
Oh, he really needed it?
Yeah, he had a horrible neck. It eventually caught up to him, which is why he nixed his plans with Flair as being his manager. So he like couldn't do it anymore. But he just suffered until he went to WCW and got the neck surgery. And that's why there's the famous scene of Pillman grabbing Heenan and Heenan cursing at him on air, like dropping the F-bomb because he's still recovering from the neck surgery, I think.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Because Heenan used to take bumps like remember when Andre was a good guy before that, the bumps he used to take. But again, you just mentioned the whole Flair thing, which was another Superstars moment that made my jaw drop. Was the first time when Flair came out and he started smacking Piper in the back of the head at the end of Superstars, and Piper blindly swung the chair and hit Vince McMahon with it, and it just went quiet, and we're just sitting there like,
little did we know that Vince was like had 40 pounds of muscle on Piper.
Yeah, exactly. Who knew that back then? You'd never seen him without this suit back then. It was just like he, for all intents and purposes, you heard he was the owner, but all you ever saw him do was the announcer. Like the whole thing really, with him as the owner, started breaking more with the Bret Hart stuff, and Jesse Ventura used to drop little tidbits when they would do announcing him about him, like little, but you had to know like little innuendos. And the Body Shop, I think the Body Shop was on Wrestling Challenge, and Piper's Pit was on Superstars, if I remember.
I remember. And Brother Love may have been on Challenge. I don't know. I mean, obviously they run together. It was the same show with a different announcement.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, they do kind of blend after a while. But man, I wish I could go back and watch. There was such great little things, like little nuggets that you could just go back and watch on there. Like the Piper's Pits. That was my highlight of Superstars every week. Seeing Roddy Piper do something else. And
I do think Challenge is on Peacock going way back though, right? So that helps fill in the gaps of the missing Superstars episodes.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It really, really is crazy. Man, it's fun discussing Superstars because not many people remember those episodes from back then. And then we finally got Saturday night's main event.
Yeah.
And this was kind of like, we got 4 of those a year. And that was like kind of the bridge to help build the pay-per-view.
Yeah, and they were definitely like an upgrade in quality from like lighting and promos, and you notice like the promo delivery was very distinct on Saturday night's main event because they were scripted, right? And they were meant to be funny and bring in a casual audience, and then the backdrop sets that they would bring in for those, that was different than the presentation you would see on the other shows, and they use them for pay-per-views as well because they bring in Dick Ebersol to help with pay-per-views Saturday night's main events. Another level of quality to those shows, which was really nice to see.
That's true. You don't realize how important that was when you think about it nowadays. But without that, who knows? Like, it was like the bridge to what we know today, really.
Yeah.
The ratings of those things in the early days was astronomical, right? Like the main event with Hogan and Andre, the ratings were just huge. So those shows that they did with NBC or MTV with like the War to Settle the Score and
I was there.
Wrestling shows, amazing. Like that stuff was a game changer and really catapulted WWE into like the pop culture spotlight.
Yeah, I made Mike watch that. We did a whole episode of our podcast on that, and he had never seen it before. But he's like,
obviously we get used to some modern day wrestling, whatever style you like, right? Whether it's like the high flying style or just like, the brutal, strong style. But back in the day, the crowd was so hot like it just made the most simple things happening, like it just made them so much more amplified and like, holy crap, that just happened, just because the crowd just reacted so strongly to everything. So it does make me yearn for the days of like, or if you can get the crowd like really behind it.
Yeah. It's like Mike, you said it when you watched that. Like, wow, the crowd was different back then.
They were eating it, man. You had the 90-year-old grandma in the front row smacking dudes with newspapers and flicking her cigarette butts at people. Like it was a different time and age, but it was a beautiful thing to like witness. Rewatch and see it. People cared. It wasn't just kiss cams and stuff like that in the middle of the shows. It was legit like pandemonium from the fan side of things, and they really, really cared about what they were watching. You could tell they were into it. It was such a beautiful thing to see.
I always said I don't know if Hulkamania would have run as wild if it wasn't for people wanting to see him beat Roddy Piper.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Piper always said it, right? You need, if you're a good guy, you need that super heel, that mega heel to go against, or like what's the point? Like it doesn't matter anymore. Like I mean, you mentioned Hogan only wrestling once in a while on Superstars, and it'd be like Boris Zukov or something, right? But it was all leading to something, to that match against Macho Man or Boss Man, somebody who like he had to like defeat, who had wronged him or his friends. So Piper was essential, absolutely essential, which is why everyone fell in love with him, right? Because that's what happens to all like good villains. You grow fond of them and love them. So I mean, Piper instrumental in everything that we're talking about right now.
It's so true, because I always laugh. Piper went away after WrestleMania 2. Hated because he boxed Mr. T. Just went away. I think that's when he filmed They Live. And he comes back 6 months, 7 months later to the loudest cheer. He did nothing to go over as a face, but it's like, oh my God, this guy that we love to hate is back, and we missed him. And I feel like that's the same thing that goes on with MJF now.
Yeah.
Like the guy is just, and again, MJF is another guy. He's not on TV weekly wrestling like Piper. Like he does so much of the similar stuff that Piper did. It's crazy. And he's so good at it.
You don't need to be. I see the complaints when champions aren't on TV every week. Brock, right? Brock is not around, and you get into the habit of complaining like, oh, he's a part-timer. Part-timers should be champions. Hogan wasn't on TV almost ever, right? But that makes it special, right? So when Brock comes around, now the pops he gets, it's because shit is going down, right?
Yeah. We like this guy.
There's something to be said about using yourself sparingly and smartly. And I think MJF does a fantastic job of that. You don't need to be on TV every single week, or you get tired of it. Like, make it special, right? If you have a special talent with a special set of skills, and he has the gift for gab, use those strengths and use it sparingly, so the fans don't get burned out on it. That's my take, right?
You always got to turn yourself to be the spectacle. If you don't, you're losing out on a huge audience out there, and it does make it more meaningful, especially with Brock. Like I remember all the complaints. Oh, he's not on TV all the time. He had the belt forever. We barely see him wrestle. He's wrestled 3 times this year, but when he wrestled, everybody was tuning in. Yeah. Everybody was excited to see him go out there and do his thing.
And he doesn't need that TV time to be established. He's over, period, right?
Yeah.
So give that TV time to the young talent to get themselves over, right, and make a name for themselves. And when Brock comes back, he's not like stealing a spot. Like, it's kind of like anchors in a wave of elites, right? You have your Romans in there, but that allows you to make the, whoever, Mia Yims of the world, right?
Absolutely.
Because he elevates everything. He's going to sell those units, and the undercard benefits from it, basically.
Yeah.
So true. And who knew Brock Lesnar had what we see Farmer Brock now? It's so entertaining and so different than anything we've seen him do before, that it's like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get Farmer Brock figures as soon as he came out like that. That's the thing going across the internet. Everybody wants those figures. And it's just so we need the man bun on Brock Lesnar. It's just like, and it just feels like I would love to know like the percentage of how many wrestling fans actually collect. Because it seems like it's a high number, like whether they're crazy like us and buy everything, or some just buy a few things, or like some things just catch certain people's eyes, like the Attitude Era figures. A friend of mine was like, oh, I just got that set when that Attitude Era set came out because I love the Attitude Era. Like, it's fun hearing different people's collecting stories too.
Yeah. I think the audience for collecting is very fragmented, right? Because of how the entertainment is, right? If you're a fan of an era or certain talent or, you know, whatever, like it kind of like shapes how you collect, right? Like, you know, lifelong, then you have more proclivity to collect everything. But like, you know, you have that heavy group amount of people grouped in the Attitude Era who came up, and it's like, if you put out Attitude Era product, you might hook them in to get that stuff, right? But they might not care about, you know, pre-Attitude Era or Ruthless Aggression or current product, right? So that's why variety is important, right? With all these wrestling figure lines, when, you know, they do Legends or, you know, whatever they're doing to spice up their lines away from just strictly modern, you just broaden that appeal and opportunity to bring in new collectors to your line.
Yeah, it's just like the Ruthless Aggression line now. Like, I was on the fence about it until I walked into Walmart, and I'm like, I can't leave these here.
That Batista's a good figure.
It's a great figure.
It's a great figure. So, and I loved his video when he saw the flower pot with it again, and he actually had the old one, and it's like, this is great.
Yeah,
but he's just there taking the time out to do this. Like, to me, that's the stuff I love. So,
it's super cool.
So, is there any update on a time frame for when there might be another? Oh, there you go. Mike unboxed
He's rocking. Oh yeah, no, he's rocking and rolling, man. I had to look. This is beautiful, by the way.
I love that belt too. I finally get that belt.
Yeah,
finally.
I was just going to compliment it, man. The back straps look fantastic, and it's so just massive. It's beautiful.
So the belt is meant to replicate or pay homage to the LJN belt that came with Hulk, right? Which is why the strap is black. I know the real belt strap was green, everyone. But this is a very specific line, which is recreating the LJN figures as Ultimates, right? So we're going to take as many cues and nods to that original line as possible, but it's tooled, right? We own the tooling for this now, so put two and two together, right? What does that mean?
There could be an Iron Sheik with the green one coming down the line. You never know.
Right.
Iron Sheik held that belt too.
We invested in the tooling. We have it at our disposal, and you know, most belts come around again, right? So don't sweat it. Those who wanted the green version.
So I know I read a little bit of this. You posted it. Tell us about you and Bill's discussion with Terry Funk's chaps, the color of the chaps.
Look, we're two different people, right? And, you know, I have my personal views. Plus, you know, I am completely immersed in the community. So I hear everything you guys want. So I implement those in my ass as well, right? There's your comparison. So, you know, I really pushed for the green chaps. Bill, being the Terry Funk fan, knowing that he would only probably have one opportunity, Terry Funk, 80s Ultimate, he really wanted the brown or tan chaps. So, you know, it went back and forth for a while. And, you know, Bill Beneke, the design manager, stepped in and said, why don't we just do both? Which I thought was a fantastic idea. But at the end of the day, you know, it just wasn't feasible from a cost perspective. You know, obviously this is two Ultimates in separate packaging in a shipper with that little backer in between them, the backdrop. And they both have soft goods. Hogan has a belt. So we just couldn't swing it from a cost perspective. And, you know, with this being so special to Bill, loving Terry as much as he does, you know, I conceded and gave up the green chaps fight. And, you know, the green chaps were pretty rare. You know, I think there's a picture floating around of him in ring with the green chaps, just one that I've seen. And there's a promo photo that I've seen. It's the same promo photo, but I've seen it in tan and in green, right? Like, probably tan, and they recolored it, I'm guessing. So, you know, it was pretty safe to go with the tan. And, you know, I've seen a few complaints, but not that many. So we will have to make some concessions like that sometimes. Like Jake's boots. Like he never wore purple boots that I could find. So we just went with the accurate snakeskin boots that he did wear with the green tights. So you'll see little tweaks like that, but we're going to do as much as we can to give the nods to the LJNs, like Hogan's belt.
Yeah. But unnecessary tweaks.
We're tooling a belt and we have it now. So we can agree.
Wink, wink, nod, nod. Right. You never know what's going to happen in the future.
Right.
But I mean, I think it came out great with the backdrop going on it. You got Terry looking. This is a great looking Terry Funk, and the different heads really sell it. Like he looks amazing, man. Like I'm in love with it.
I love this like half, one eye wincing a little bit and the other one. And it's very Terry.
That is very Terry. Really, really is. Any update on when we might see the next crowdfunding project?
We are busy at work with it. It's complicated. It's expensive. So those things take time, and we need to get it to a place of affordability for you guys, myself, all of us, right? So we're whittling away at it. So I'm hoping sometime in early 2023.
Woo,
I had to think of what year was coming up. So hopefully in early 2023 we can finally announce what that is. So stay tuned. Not the most fun answer. Stay tuned, but rest assured we're working hard on it.
We did get an Attitude Era ring to hold us off until the next announcement, so I think everybody can calm down a little bit and be happy with that Ultimate Kane coming out, and it's good stuff.
Yeah, they just did the shoot today for that for the Mattel Creations sale. So obviously Ringside already has it available for pre-order, so you can go there now and pre-order it. But it will also go up on Mattel Creations in January, I believe.
Nice.
Oh wow,
very cool.
Okay. Yeah, I popped when I saw another version of this ring coming out already because of how awesome the new gen ring is. Like, just give me all the rings and make accessories, steel cages, and Hell in the Cells, and everything we can get for it.
Yeah, I saw some of the complaints about releasing it so soon after the new gen had just shipped. But we're just building that base of people who have scale rings that much quicker this way, right?
Yeah.
So yes, maybe some feelings would not have been hurt if we waited a little bit longer, but you're just getting that much. It's going to be that much sooner now to get things for that ring, right? When you have a large base of consumers who owns a type of product, now you can do more, right? Because you have that huge consumer base. Because people are asking for add-on packs, skirts, cages, whatever. You can't do that with only 8,000 people like having a ring, right? So now when you get to 16, 24, 30 something, 40 something, 50,000 people, 100,000 people, now you have a huge base to draw from to warrant, like, let's do cage accessories, let's do ring skirt packs. Then I can make a true case for those. So it's just making it happen that much quicker by getting this ring out in January.
And a new gen ring is very it's specified to a certain generation of fans. Also, not everybody might not want that. So now you're opening up to a whole nother generation of fans, right? Like a younger generation, that it helps big time there. So yeah, 100%. I popped when I started. I'm like, oh my gosh, I definitely need this. So
I know there's lots of like duplicate purchases, like with the crowdfund, right? So let's just say though, there's 8,000 new gen action figure diehard fans, right? But it doesn't mean that that's inclusive of Attitude Era or Golden Era or Ruthless Aggression or Modern, right? So maybe you have another 15,000 who love Attitude Era, and another 10,000 who just love Nitro, and another 10,000 who love Ruthless Aggression, right? And then you get to your full base of people where you can do a blue cage, a black cage, a modern steel cage, whatever. So, it's the sum of its parts.
Yeah, I think it's exciting. I think it's very, very exciting. Anything else new and exciting to share with us?
New and exciting. I don't know. Let's talk about Rude and Jake.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
So I left them here. I didn't bring them back to the office on Monday. You guys wanted to see them. Let's talk about Rude's abs first, because some of the feedback was like Rude doesn't have abs, and it's like screen caps from my Instagram live.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is going to be any better or not, but I'll try. But there's clearly abs there, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Rude's got abs. He's got an 8-pack going on.
Yes, he does.
Rest assured, he has abs, and this is the same sample that I showed the other day. So no trickery here, no like new torso. It is a new torso, but you know what I'm saying. Rude's got abs, so no worries there. Jake is a little softer, less abs.
As it should be.
And he's got his happy trail and chest hair deco going on.
Nice.
Oh,
Damien decoed. I don't know if you can tell by this, but Damien is decoed.
Yeah, you can see the scales.
Scales on top, white underneath, eyeballs, and fully posable. So it's your ultimate Damien.
That's awesome.
I just wanted to clarify those few things about these guys because I saw that as like kind of weird questions out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm stoked. I'm stoked for this line and what the possibilities are. And we showed you the back, right? This continues. We add to it. Slaughter's out though, unfortunately, but we got these 4 represented. So I mean, exciting things to come with Coliseum Collection. I'm hoping that one goes on sale sometime in March.
For my birthday.
There you go, just for you.
Just for you.
And I love the fact that what did we order these last Friday and today's Tuesday, and mine is here already.
Yeah.
Yeah, so luckily these were all in hand in the US, already shipped, and they just aligned a sale date that made it possible to get these out to you immediately before the holidays. So
yeah, it was cool. Unexpected turnaround time for things like that. Always like I got the notification. I was like, hell yeah! Like this is gonna be a fun fig night this week. And it was like, oh, Steve's gonna be on. I was like, everything's gonna be perfect, man.
I texted Mike yesterday. I'm like, mine shipped already. He's like, mine too.
But it's great, man. And it is. Yeah, I love having these things.
I just love that we can do talent like Jake, Rude, and whoever else is in the pipeline, right? That maybe wouldn't have had a chance at Ultimates before, outside of like a crowdfund, pack-in figure or something. So
yeah,
we're gonna get more deeper Ultimates because of Coliseum Collection.
It's cool.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
I can't wait for Piper. Piper's coming down the line at some point.
Nah, we're not going to do him. Nobody.
No. Roddy Piper is just not. He just doesn't make the sales, man.
Matt wants a pouch for the snake.
Oh, he
like a sack
comes with the snake bag.
Oh, he does.
Yeah. So I will show again, not Jake's, but they have the accessory trays under them, right? So all underneath Jake is the pouch and his hands and 2 extra heads. Rude does have a kissy face. I saw people were like, Rude better have a kissy face or else. He does, of course. So 3 heads total on Jake, 3 heads total on Rick Rude. The bag with Jake, extra hands, the DDT, finger in the air comes with him.
Very cool.
And Rude has the robe. It's a red robe, which matches the packaging that I showed the other day. So fully loaded Ultimates, not just what you see in the LJN representation of the pack out.
That's what we gotta love, man. And very prominent accessories included in this box. Do not throw it out.
Right.
Yeah. And I love the fact that it's like that's where the poster used to be. So it's like fun, like it's just continuity like that makes the packaging fun. So
yeah, we combined the poster and the card back, right?
Yeah.
The old card backs had Hogan and Big John Studd in like very cartoonish artwork.
Yes.
And then the posters, no offense to the cartoonish artwork on the front, but the posters were badass, right?
Yeah.
Like that artwork was so good. So what we wanted to do is just we weren't going to do posters, so we want to incorporate that artwork on the front, replacing Hogan and Studd. And I think it came out nicely, and you just use that box now for accessories instead.
Yeah,
I think
it's super cool.
I really think the way you did it just totally nailed it. I love that the poster is the card back.
Yeah.
So because you said the whole line up until even the black cards, was it the Hogan and Studd when they switched over to the black cards? I don't remember.
I think it was the DiBiase year,
okay.
Because I don't think Ted had an artwork poster. I think it was just like him, right? A photo.
Oh, the photo. Yeah, I know they switched that, but I wonder, like the packaging, was it still the
Hogan black card
thing on the front?
The black card was 89.
Yeah.
Right. And that was the final year. I think they still had Hogan and Stud on it.
Yeah, did they? Yeah, I have to go back and see.
It's wild.
Ooh, could we see managers or women superstars like Mr. Fuji? Well, Velvet McIntyre never had an LJN, so I don't think we'll see her there.
Zero chance for Velvet in Coliseum Collection.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. But Mr. Fuji and Lil Albano now, you never know because they had LJNs.
Yeah, it just comes down to deals, right?
Yeah.
Deals and pairing options. Like I said, if that deal comes for Fuji way late and we run out of, an A-lister to pair him with, he might not make the cut. But as long as it's within the time frame of us still having someone, really strong to put him with, it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's
A
exciting.
one-man game would be awesome. It would be awesome to get if things don't work out for Fuji in the Coliseum line, there's always a Fuji Vice play set that we could eventually roll out there.
With the boat and Morocco. Yeah.
Yes.
I love Fuji Vice. It reminds me what was the talk show? Tuesday Night Titans that used to be on USA Network.
Oh, yeah.
I loved those as a kid. Like, those were so much fun. Vince McMahon hosted and Lord Alfred Hayes was the guy sitting on a couch next to him.
Yeah.
That's some great stuff back then.
The Velvet McIntyre question just brings up, like, this is going to be LJN only, right? Or if you need, like, Cyndi Lauper came up in the Q&A. I would love to do a Cyndi Lauper Mattel figure, right?
Yeah.
Could she live in a special execution of Coliseum Collection? I might consider stretching the boundaries of the rules, our made up rules for something like that, right? But for the most part, you're just going to get the LJN line recreated here. You're not going to have Undertaker or the Legion of Doom, those are probably the most Mr. Perfect, right? Those are probably the four most requested that I've seen, and it's like, we're not going to do that here, right?
Yeah.
Maybe elsewhere, maybe something different, but you're not going to see non-LJ characters in this line.
Is the Target Ultimate Edition Legends line continuing?
Yes,
that's good news. More Legends.
Yes,
I'm just here for the
love
Legends.
them. And everything else, because you buy everything. Because we're sick and twisted, but we love our collection.
Yes, we do.
So it's coming in 23 already. Brett and Rock for that.
Yeah.
And that's right. We're working on 24 already, and there's some exciting inclusions. Some that would be like, okay, that just makes sense of what I would expect, and then some are like, holy crap, they're doing this. So cool. 24 is going to be even more exciting for Target Ultimate Legends.
That is awesome.
Head shrinkers. Someone just mentioned head shrinkers. I can't wait for you guys to get the head shrinkers. I ordered from China samples of the head shrinkers for Comic-Con, and they didn't show up in time. So they showed up like a week later. So the hand painted resin models have been sitting in my cube for months now since Comic-Con. And getting modern figures of them into our line was one of my top priorities. I really wanted to get Samu signed, and it finally all came together. And I was bummed he spoiled it and said he signed a Legends deal a few months back. But whatever, it happened. We got the head shrinkers coming and Samoan SWAT team coming.
It's awesome.
They're one of my most excited reveals that we've had in a while, getting those guys out. I used to love them in Steel Cage Showdown for Sega CD. You remember that?
Oh, hell yeah.
I bought the Sega CD just for that.
Took forever, scrolling through each character, and the music would slowly change.
Yeah. Here's a quick question for you. Different topic: is every Ruthless Aggression figure going to be based off a figure from the Jack's Ruthless Aggression line?
Mostly. I think we stretched the limits with some. I don't remember if Tori had Chloe, right, with that particular gear in the old line. So, you might see some stretches of the rules there. And I think, the funny, goofy accessories like Batista's lamp is not 100% consistent throughout. But I believe gear-wise, that gear is represented in the Jax line that we're recreating here. But you just might see some things change up from an accessory standpoint.
Thanks. Very cool.
Awesome. It's
overall completing the full collection when you do stuff like that. Things some people need the dog.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is there, going back to LJNs as a kid, is there an LJN figure that you wish that we got that never came out?
Smash.
Yes, that's
Ooh.
exactly what I think. I
I
missed the Smash.
I know this is another eternal debate that I'll have with Bill McKenna. If I have access to a legend, if they were in a tag team, I want to make that figure. Even if we don't have the other partner, because I don't know if things will change, if it's just one and done for the deal, if someone decides to take their business elsewhere as a talent and not renew, like who knows what's going to happen. So I want to get him out, right? But it does put us in a position of risk, like the Warlord, where there's no barbarian in sight in the immediate future, right? So there's that. And I of course remember some of the Jax executions where you would get like one of LOD 2000, right, but not the other.
Yeah.
And Axe without Smash and Warlord without Barbarian in the LJN days. But it's like, what are you going to do? Would you rather not have a Powers of Pain Warlord or a British Bulldogs Davey Boy Smith and Matilda? Like, I still have Davey and Matilda right here on my desk, So, I love having them. It is a bummer to not have Dynamite. But anyway, Smash to the question. And everyone on that last year's card back was pretty essential. Like, how awesome would it have been to get the Bushwhackers, Barbarian, Brother Love? I forget who else was on there, but like those are all like real. They would have been very sought after characters if they were released.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a shame because I know when we went from a figure that was like this, and then all of a sudden I had to go to a figure that was like this size, and I'm like,
sorry, zombie.
What?
No.
And these are great in the detail. I'm like, how am I supposed to play with this when I'm used to a big guy like that?
It was an adjustment. It was an adjustment for sure.
It really was. It made me stop collecting figures for a while. Yeah. Now I'm collecting some Hasbros. I've got Demolition in my collection. I got Roddy Piper mint on card.
You got to.
Yeah. You have to because of the history and what it means now. But dude, 100%. Thanks so much for coming on again. This was a really fun episode to go back and talk about all this stuff. And we look so forward to seeing what the Coliseum Collection is going to be bringing and more Ultimate Editions and just more figures in general.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys. I always have a good time when I chat everything wrestling and action figures with you guys. So, I'm always here for you if you want to send out an invite, and we can shoot the shit on everything WWE, non-WWE figures, whatever.
We appreciate it, man.
Again, like I said, it's a great time to be a wrestling fan and a great time to be a wrestling figure fan because you've got figures coming at you like from every different direction. It's like, holy smokes. But man, it's great. I love it because you're getting all sorts of legends and people, with the Power Town now, people you never thought you would even get again. So it's a fun time. It's really a fun time.
Yeah, I'm going broke from it, but but it's good to have options.
It definitely is. It really, really is. Guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. Until next week, for Mike, for Steve, thanks again. Fig Guys out.